Hello, I am Deepak Fadnis. Welcome to this series of translations of the Abhangas of Saint Tukaram from his Abhanga Gatha into English. As you may be aware, Saint Tukaram was a great saint born in Dehu in Maharashtra in the 17th century at the time of Shivaji Maharaj, and he has written an epic poetry of 4,500 plus short verses which are known as Abhangas. Each Abhanga is a short verse and it carries a great message of love for God or worldly advice to devotees, and all the words of Saint Tukaram are filled with love for God and they are filled with wisdom. And hence, I thought that those who do not understand Marathi are also entitled to know and appreciate the greatness of Saint Tukaram. So, I am doing these translations. I hope you like them. You may even hear some of the previous translations and give me your opinion. Your feedback is very valuable. Today we will translate two Abhangas, Abhanga 493 and 494. First I will read Abhanga 493 in Marathi. दंभे कीर्ती पोट भरे मानी जन स्वहित कारण नव्हे काही अंतरती तुझे पाय मज दूरी धरित आहे थोरी जाणीवेची पिंडाच्या पाळणे धावती विकार आहे दावेदार मज माझी कैसा करू घात आपुला आपण धरुनी गुमान लोक लाज तुका म्हणे मज दावी तो सोहळा देखे पाय डोळा तुझे देवा. When a devotee pursues the spiritual path for many years, the people around him start respecting him and seeking his advice. So naturally he starts feeling proud, and it is this false pride which, if he has not yet succeeded in meeting God, it becomes false pride. Such false pride becomes the single cause of destruction of that devotee, and he must avoid getting into such situation. Avoid getting into the trap of getting your ego nicely fed, nicely cultivated by the praises of people. So in this Abhanga, Saint Tukaram is talking to himself. He is telling himself to watch out and to be careful. This is a very educative Abhanga. It helps people like us to remain very modest and to avoid considering ourselves as great achievers or great advisors. People seek advice. When you give them advice, you feel that, oh, you have reached somewhere, you are great. But when Tukaram Maharaj says that he is so humble and he needs to be even more humble, so this is a watch out signal for us that we have to be completely humble and not allow our ego to be nourished. So let us see this translation one line at a time. Dambhe keerti pot bhare mani jana swahita karana nave kahi. If I feel proud about getting a good recognition from the society, if I become famous, that pride will fill up my stomach. I will be full, I will be happy, contented, and people will also consider me as a great man. But this doesn't benefit me personally in any way. I must remember, this doesn't personally benefit me in any way. That satisfaction is a dangerous satisfaction. Let's see the second line. अंतरती तुझे पाय मज दूरी धरिता हे थोरी जाणीवेची. What happens when I start feeling great? What happens when I start feeling proud of myself? I start considering myself very learned, very wise, and then I go away from your feet. I'm missing the real thing. I lose the humbleness, I lose the modesty, I lose the feeling of gratitude towards you. You are giving me the inspiration, You are giving me the knowledge of what I should tell people, what I should talk, what I should not talk. Everything is inspired by you. What is there for me to feel great about? Only I have to be grateful. I don't have to feel great, I have to feel grateful. And if I start taking pride in myself, that gratefulness will be lost. Now we'll come to the third line. पिंडाच्या पाळणे धावती विकार आहे दावेदार मज माझी. I end up nourishing my body, my liking for food, for comfort, etc. I start pampering my body, myself, and the tendencies of kama, that is lust or desire, and krodha. Krodha is anger. The tendencies of kama, krodha, become stronger in me, and these enemies who are always residing in me become so powerful that they hold me as a hostage. So look at that. They just hold me in captivity. The kama, krodha, they become powerful because I have fed them. And therefore, I should not feed them. Let's go to the fourth line. कैसा करू घात आपुला आपण धरुनी गोमान गुमान लोक लाज. How can I? How can I? In this way, if I accept honor and fame as a consideration to the society, because sometimes people will feel society is showering honor on me, how can I refuse, how can I say no? I'm helping the society is going to recognize me, they are going to do my, they are going to felicitate me, so how can I refuse that? I come into that type of a binding. Now, don't do that. Never come into that type of a binding, because society is going to shower honor upon you. And in the end, what happens? I end up harming my own self. How can I do that? I will not do that. I will not create harm to my own self by accepting society's praises and society's felicitations. I will not. And in the last line, so this is modesty, preaching modesty. तुका म्हणे मज दावी तो सोहळा देखे पाय डोळा तुझे देवा. What is it that I want? Tuka says, oh God, just keep all these honors aside, only show me a scene of celebration. I want to see that festive picture in which I am seeing your real feet. Show thyself, Lord, show me thy feet. This is the picture which should materialize. I want this picture to come into reality. Give me that, God, give me that. Don't give me false pride. This is the prayer Saint Tukaram is making to God. A lovely prayer. Let us also join him in this prayer, saying that we should never be possessed by evil of ego and false pride. With this, we will complete this Abhanga, and I will like to move to the second Abhanga of the day, that is 494. I will read it in Marathi. Dhig, jeene, jyacha, swami, heen, वर मरणते वर भले मग. मरणते वर भले मग. ऐकाजी देवा ऐसी आहे नीत, काय ते उचित सांभाळावे. देशोदेशी धाक जयाच्या उत्तरे, तयाचे कुत्रे परी भले. तुका म्हणे हे का सुचले उत्तर, जाणोनी अंतर ओळखावे. Touching the heart. This Abhanga is touching the heart. Let us see. When a devotee is praying to God continuously, when he has forgotten all material ties, material desires, material gains, and when he is sincerely seeking God for years and years together, what will happen if God doesn't come and give darshan? What will happen? Naturally, the devotee will feel extremely frustrated, and he can even get angry with God. He will start feeling angry. This is exactly what has happened to Saint Tukaram. He is speaking out in this Abhanga. He is telling God in a hard language, harsh language, to change his ways and behave like a good master. He is saying, Lord, you have to behave yourself. You have to behave like a good master. Mend your own ways. That's a very serious language. It shows the kind of authority a sincere seeker gets when he is true to his own heart and when he feels very close to God. You cannot talk such language unless you really feel very close to God. God has to be almost one with you. There's no duality remaining. Then only you can take this kind of a risk. I think this is a very big risk Tukaram Maharaj can take, not we. No, no. Okay, so let's see the translation. First line, Dhig, jeene, jyacha, swami, heen var, maranate var bhale mag. A person whose master is a bad man, his life will be condemned. His whole life is condemned. His living is useless. He need not live. Even death is a better situation for him. For him whose master is a bad master. Second line. ऐकाजी देवा ऐसी आहे नीत काय हे उते उचित सांभाळावे. Tukaram Maharaj is teaching ethics to God. He is saying, God, this is the general ethic. Listen carefully to what I am saying. This is the general ethic. It is better to be dead than to be serving a bad master. So you better not be a bad master. You need to take care of your own behavior and do what is appropriate, what is just. If you give unjust treatment to your devotees, you will be recognized as a bad master, and that is what you have to avoid. And third line, Desho Deshi Dhak Jyacha Uttare Tayache Kutre Pari Bhale, where the great one whose word is feared by all in all the countries, the one whose authority is unquestioned, such master, it is very nice even if I become a dog in such master's service. That is the kind of master one should serve, even if you have to serve as his dog. Which kind of master? The one whose word is feared by all the countries, and the one whose authority is unquestioned. He has that moral authority because he is a just master. And so, meaning here, what Tukaram Maharaj is meaning, what he's driving at is, my master should be a very great, highly respected, and highly feared master. His behavior should be beyond any blemish. So, God don't attract blemish. And the last line, Tukaram Maharaj says, Tuka mane heka suchale uttara janoni antara olkhave. Introspection. He's asking God to introspect. Tuka says, oh God, please realize why I thought about talking to you in these harsh words. You try to realize by knowing the true feeling in my heart. Understand what is going on inside me, what is my internal condition, how much I am suffering, and then you will know the reason behind my harsh language. So, in a way, he is saying, I'm sorry for using this harsh language, but God, you got to see the reality. You got to peep inside me, and you got to realize that I am justified in seeking your feet, seeking your darshan, and if you are not giving me that darshan, you are not justified. Beauty, absolute beauty, stunning meaning, stunning language, and I'm all love for Saint Tukaram. I'm all love for the great Lord Panduranga, who can pamper his devotees to the extent that they can talk this kind of language with God. After all, they are the children of God, the most loved children of God. How can God get angry with such beautiful children like Saint Tukaram? I love Saint Tukaram. I love the Lord Panduranga. With this, I will stop today's translations. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you also enjoyed the translation. And with this, I will take your leave. Thank you very much. We will meet again for translating some more Abhangas in future. Till then, bye.